You are watching Omnis Protocol, straight from Adepticon. I am here with Nick. One of the Meat Sweats is the name of the brotherly team.
Yep.
Nick, how is Adepticon going for you?
It's going great. This is my second time being here, so I have a little bit more, lay of the land, kind of know where stuff is at, but it's a lot of fun. So.
Start to get a feel kind of like what you want to do, what you want to put your time towards, and it sounds like you just did key operations today.
Yeah. So my plan last year, and it worked out really great, and this year is the first day of the convention is Thursday, so I don't want to overload myself the first day.
Yes.
Like I kind of want to hang out, go check out the vendor hall, and do some fun stuff. And so I had a key operations pod that I just completed, so that was fun.
Was that your first time doing key operations?
So me and my brother have played key operations, I think like once or twice.
Okay.
But it was like when it first came out, so now there's like some more stuff. I had the the pre-made like cards. I was able to use that, and so it was fun.
That's exciting. So what's on the docket for you for like all of Adepticon? So you did key operations. There's Worlds there for you?
Yes, I did qualify by winning a GT, so I am automatically entered into the Top Cut 64 for Saturday. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But again, I tried to plan maybe like one thing a day. Like if I miss out on it, that's okay. But I'm really excited. Friday, I get to test out the new Battle of the Sands.
Yep.
And then it's at 3 to 6, and so the AMG panel starts at 7:30. So I get a nice buffer right into the panel, which is incredible. I went to that live last year. It was really fun.
That's going to be exciting.
And then on Sunday, I have Galactic Legends if I don't qualify for the top 8.
Very, very cool. Well, I believe in you. I will be rooting for you in the top 8 to get there and to conquer. What do you have any spoiler for us, or like what you're playing in the Worlds?
Yeah, so I love Rebels.
Yep.
And my favorite rebel is Princess Leia, Charming the Last. So she will see the table. And I have a few other surprises.
You got some spice in there. Yep. All right, I believe in you. Well, I did Battle of the Sands today, so got in like the first like public run for that. And what's funny is that like I wouldn't consider myself a big like I want to play multiplayer stuff. Like I don't go out of my way to play like Commander Magic or something. But I love separation anxiety for MCP, so I definitely wanted to try this, and it's interesting. It's very different than separation anxiety. I don't know how much you want me to spoil for you because you were going to do it.
Lay it on me.
What do you want to know about it? You can speak for the listeners right now. What do you want to know about Battle in the Sands?
Okay, is it bloody? Like, is everyone so wounding each other? Or?
Yeah, so deployment is different, and so in like the 4-player version, there's an objective that's basically range 5 from the edge, range 5 up. So it's basically the corner objectives and shifting priority.
Okay.
Actually, if you imagine the setup, shifting priority, but you take away the one in the middle, the 2 on the sides, and the 1 in the middle for your opponent. So you just have this X, basically.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so you deploy around your objective. Your primary goes range 1 from the objective, then the other models just go anywhere range 1 off your primary. So you can put your whole squad on your base objective.
Quick question.
Sure.
For us Rebel enjoyers, does Infiltrate still...
I have not looked at how Infiltrate would work. I don't think it's going to do anything special.
Okay, I was wondering if I could get range 3 like in the middle or something.
Yeah, I'd have to. Well, so Infiltrate says that you just deploy range 3
from your primary.
Off of your primary. So there is maybe a world where you could deploy your primary, maximum range 1 from the objective, right, and then deploy them range 3. You might be able to get to contesting the middle right away.
Already breaking the game.
Yeah, already breaking it. Like that's interesting. There's no special errata to like any of the characters. But as you can imagine, you're like, everybody's deploying further forward than you expect. So you can definitely get into the action right away. Like,
okay.
Like, one of my opponents pulled Anakin first, and I thought he was going to just, like, immediately kill Bosk, basically, where I deployed him. I was like, that's scary. He didn't end up doing that. But, so you imagine, you're going to get into the action really quick. There's a lot of fighting. But the fighting is a little structured in the sense that, like, in a 4-player game, you have someone who's hunting you, who they get VPs anytime, or they get momentum anytime your stuff is wounded. You have your prey, which is to your right, which is whenever their stuff gets wounded, you get momentum. Then that fourth person is this weird ally role that special things happen for them during your turn.
Interesting. Okay.
So the main thing that's interesting is you don't get momentum anytime you kill something. You get momentum when your prey's characters are wounded, regardless of who wounded them.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask. A follow-up is, if somebody else wounds my prey on their turn, then I still get buffs?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So there's this definite focus, and so then like special things happen when you take control of the middle objective, where you can like subtract a point from someone. If you switch control of the middle, you get a bonus point when you take the base of your prey. So that one kind of is the priority objective for you. But you also get defenses when you're around your own base. At the start of a character's turn, they get a heal 2 or remove a condition if they're starting off contesting your base. And models contesting your base have steadfast and protection.
Oh,
so there's this dynamic of like, how much do you want to extend yourself? All right, well, do you have any questions about that so far? Like, what comes to mind for you?
How is like, who activates first? How is that? Does all 4 players roll 5 dice, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's still just like a normal priority roll to like see who goes first. But in like the long run, the order doesn't super matter. Okay. I would, I mean, I don't remember if it's in the rules or not. I would probably go with clockwise or counterclockwise to like keep the flow very natural. Yeah. We just happened to roll priority and ended up with clockwise anyway. Okay. So that worked out great for us. You also get additional cards in your deck. You're playing one squad. You still have your Shatterpoint card, but there's 2 additional cards that go in. They're not battle tactics, but they're not character cards either. They basically, one of them says you activate a support. You only have one, so you activate your support. The other one is you activate your secondary. So you end up with basically like 2 cards for each, 2 cards for your support, 2 cards for your secondary, 1 for your primary plus Shatterpoint. So everything gets a lot of action in there, but these cards, one, they can't be reserved, so you have to do that unit when it comes up. But in addition to that, special things happen for your ally. At the end of that turn, when you do that card, they get to, the cards will say, they get to either move a support or make a 5 dice attack with that support. So like they get to do stuff kind of at the end of your turn after scoring to like help their position. But it also does stuff like that your ally gets to either like recover a force, or there's another ability, but like one of them is remove a wounded token and all damage from a character. Oh my gosh. So even though this game is like very aggressive, there's a lot of healing. So it is still pretty unlikely that you'd like run out of characters. So it is a constant fight, but also a lot of characters getting like refreshed and like always in the action. So by the end of our game, we had 1 wounded token on a character, and that was the character who got wounded to win the game. Oh, that was how much healing was also happening. Okay.
So I guess a follow-up question would be, what was your squad?
I brought Mando, Bosk, Baze, and Chirrut. Okay. Like basically my favorite squad in existence.
Okay, so for my pod, I have a very similar squad, but I'm doing Mando, Bosk, IG-11. So I might try and push that not having a character, or having a character removed, like to the limit.
Yes. Yeah, the interesting part there is you, obviously I think Mando is good in the format because he's tanky and you're going to take a lot of hits, and he does healing. The weird thing is like, I don't think any of my characters ever got wounded. So I don't think I did a single Mando revenge trigger the whole game. Okay. Yeah, my Mando tanked Anakin twice.
Oh my gosh. You love to see that.
Yes. Oh, that's like right in the heart and soul. But you got to realize that IG-11 blowing up could like give VPs to a bunch of different people, right? Like you could create some absolute chaos.
That's what I'm here for.
Also, the ability to like wound a bunch of people like all at once is also interesting.
Yeah. That was kind of my idea without knowing any of the rules before. I'm like, okay, what if in a 4-person match I just take out like a bunch of people.
The table next to me had Bodhi, which raised some really interesting questions about his, I'm controlling an objective, let's get momentum.
Yeah.
And so obviously we don't have like hard rules for like how to resolve it and no characters change. So what we were thinking was every single opponent can choose to spend the momentum. But then if no opponents do it, you get like three momentum is a lot in this. That's practically like you're going to win the struggle. Which, oh, by the way, on that, so how it works, everyone sort of has their own struggle tracker. There isn't necessarily as much back and forth. If you imagine that you just taking half of a score tracker, the 0 means nothing. You still have the momentum starting all the way on the side, and your score tracker is starting at 1, and you're trying to get to your momentum.
Okay.
Right? And objectives are worth 1. Opponents, your praise base is worth 2, and then you still get like momentum like normal. But like that can go pretty quickly. So if you roll like 2 or 3 with Bodhi, and you start off controlling a base with like 4 characters, it's hard to take a base. So like Bodhi could be like the guy in Battle in the Sands.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It could be a spot where Luke shines as well. Just like
Daring Hero or Primary Luke?
Primary Luke.
Okay.
Primary Luke could really stand out here as being
bubble.
like a very difficult guy to take down. And
yeah, that's awesome. So another follow-up question after playing
anything
through
for you, Nick.
Yeah. So after playing it, would you change any sort of deployment, like tendencies that you did? Like, is there like something that might be a little bit better, like closer in, or maybe a little bit further back?
So I think because when I was immediately worried about like Anakin just like murdering Bosk, I probably would have tried to be more careful about my weakest character being in that sort of threat range, right? If you know that you've got like a Vader 1 or something, because things are so close, I probably would have tried to see if I could start Bosk maybe a little bit further away. But there was also situations where I kind of wish that I was deployed almost as far forward as I can. I had this weird deployment where like I had terrain basically on both sides of my objective, so there wasn't a whole lot of optimal deployment space.
Okay.
But I did choose to start with all 4 characters on my objective instead of some people did their primary and then everything else forward.
Gotcha.
And so they did like lose control of their base much quicker because as soon as like one guy got moved, then they had nobody on their base anymore. But that sets you up to strike at the other locations. But definitely, I would consider going even more towards my prey.
Okay.
Be thinking about that.
And so we all know that Shatterpoint, in essence, is like you got to control points to win.
Yeah.
But in this mode, there's a lot of aggression. So like, what do you think? Like, are you leaning towards like something that has like diceless and can control points, or you just want to wound everything? Like, what squad building, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I think all of it is viable. I think the hardest part is revenge plus revenge attacks might not be as good, right? Because the person who's trying to wound your stuff is not the person that you really want to get wounds on. Okay. So I think Charming Leia might be a little bit worse in this because you're not often going to be getting attacked by your prey. They're targeting someone else. But Kanan, I think, would probably still be fine.
I was going to say, all I heard right there was
right.
Kanan's back, baby.
Yeah, Kanan might actually be kind of nuts in it, right? Because they go after, kill one of your things, and like, actually, Pure Spectre might be better in this than in the normal games. Like, not having the dual bodies might not be as bad.
Yeah.
And so having like a chopper or something that and because wounded tokens get removed so often, it could make Zeb even better as well.
Yeah.
And so the idea that like when your hunter hits you, you can then use Kanan to go do damage to
okay, that sounds sweet.
Yeah. So like you kind of want to be attacked because it helps you go after your prey.
Okay.
Gets kind of interesting, but I think having force push or damage, both are very viable in it. Like I think whether I was playing like a Mando or a Kiadi or Kanan, I think I'd be happy with all those. I think I'd be happy with Iden, Vader, Boss, like anything that's heavy murdery too. I think all of these things are potentially interesting.
One more question just popped up. how is the force determined? Do you just bring like your
same force, but
Okay.
there's other things that refresh force.
Okay.
Right? Because like one of the things that like when there's a guy at the table that when they activate those 2 cards in the deck, you can take force refreshes each time that they do that.
Okay.
But I did see people like one guy was running Mando, Bo-Katan, Clan Kryze, and he was running low on force.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it still matters in all situations. So
Okay.
I'm excited to see what you think of it when you get to play it. I liked that the mechanics kind of push you away from just like standard king making.
Yeah.
You still can, right? But the game is very much designed where you're like, you have a target, and that's how you going after it. So it's not a free for all in the same way that Separation Anxiety is. It is a multiplayer game where each one has different goals that involve different players at the table.
I like that.
And so they put some genuine thought into that, and I like all of those mechanics.
Yeah. Last question for me. Any sort of politicking happen in the game, or it's designed for the hunter and prey, and so it didn't really come up?
So here's the thing. I think it's not politicking in the same way, right? Where you would be like, hey, they're winning, you should do this, right? You could still do that a little bit where you can, because whenever the middle is swung, someone gets to subtract a point from someone. So you could kind of like come to an agreement. You're like, Nick is winning. I'm going to take the middle from Nick, but then I'm going to make it really easy for you to shove me off so you can subtract another point from Nick on your turn.
All in good fun.
Yeah, so there could be a little bit of that, but it's still like you have to kind of accomplish something. But there's more incentive. You're like, if the person going after, like, there's also a world where like giving some tips and stuff to other people like doesn't necessarily directly hurt you.
Yeah.
As long as you're not giving tips to the person who's hunting you.
Yeah.
Do you really care if you're giving tips to the other people?
Yeah.
But it might speed up their path to victory. Oh, and the way that you win is basically, so you imagine the half struggle, right? Once somebody like gets to their momentum with their score tracker, that reference one struggle ends.
Okay.
But then nothing really changes on the board.
No resets?
There's no resets to anything. Nothing changed, like the locations don't change. But the 2 people who didn't win the first struggle, their score tracker stays where it's at.
Okay.
So everyone can get to that first VP very quickly, and it's whoever gets to the second VP wins the game.
Got it. So it still in its essence, it still has that, you know, little bit back and forth, or you have like a catch-up mechanic built into the game. Okay.
And whoever's the furthest behind whenever the struggle is taken gets catch-up mechanic stuff. They get like some healing, they get force refresh, like there's things that happen for them to help them out. So whoever's the furthest behind, or if other people are tied for furthest behind, get bonus stuff as well.
That's cool.
So there's built-in catch-up mechanics.
And you said it's a 4-player and a 3-player mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say I think the 4-player mode is better.
Yeah.
It is definitely designed for 4-player, but they have some alternate rules, and you change the deployment just a little bit. So instead of an X, it's more of a Y shape.
Okay.
And so you're still roughly all the same distance from each other, but you don't have that as cool of mechanics for that ally spot that you're kind of helping out, because they're not involved with you winning or losing for the most part.
Gotcha.
So overall, I think it's super fun. I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm excited.
on it. And I definitely hope that whether this is the final version or not, I get the feeling that they're still tweaking it a little bit. They wanted like player feedback in action.
Cool.
And so I hope that this is a thing that gets finished at a certain point, because I can absolutely see us hanging out and playing it, and it would be a super fun tournament's over, let's grab beers and battle in the sands.
Well, I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like there is a third person. So having a 3-player mode, like if you don't want to play Galactic Legends, or if you have 4 people and like you said, beer and pretzels.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, very cool. I'm excited for you in Worlds. Represent with charming Leia.
Yep.
And you get to play Battle in the Sands.
Yep.
So it's gonna be great. I'm glad you came out here. Also, repping. I was actually motioning to the supporting the Seahawks. So
Seahawks deserve a handshake.
Yeah. Sam Darnold for life, baby.
Oh yeah.
That boy just looks like he drinks IPAs, so he belongs in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. And we just locked down JSN for another 5-6 years. So.
Yep, and
Super happy.
and they extended Rashid, so I love that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So our team is looking good. All right, any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
No, just excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thanks for sharing your experiences with the community and talking Battle of the Sands with me. And yeah, that'll wrap us. Later, nerds.